Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of reporting within Fusion Incentive Compensation. Today we're going to take a look at how the Release 10 hierarchy dimensions have been added to various IC subject areas. So the first thing we're going to do is log into an environment and go to the reporting tool. Once the reporting tool opens, I'm going to click on this little book here, which is going to open the full OTBI application. And I'm going to create a new analysis. Okay, now we're going to choose incentive compensation attainment, which is what we're going to base our report upon. That subject area will open. And then you'll see within our subject area, there are new hierarchies. We have the direct credit rule. We have the roll-up. We also have the classification. So the first thing I want to do is change the sort order of this to the default saved incentive compensation sort order. And you do that by choosing this. Okay, so you can see how it changed the sort order, and naturally I have a grouping of my hierarchy data here. So we're going to start with the direct credit rule hierarchy. And there are various things you can see inside the folder. There's a lot of information here. Let me open it up a little bit. You can see you can start with the root rule, the root node of your hierarchy tree. And then there are various other information, other attributes that you can add to the report. So I'm going to start with the rule name. And then I'm just going to click on the results. Okay, so you can see we have a root node called Global High Tech. Now I want to be able to get further down in my tree. So an easy way to accomplish this is to click on the header here. And you can see that when I do that, next to it, it opens the next level down in the tree, which is called rule level 15. If we go back to our credit rule hierarchy, and we see in our list here, we have name for the root node, and then down here we have level 15 name, and that's this. So you can continue to click down through your hierarchy, or if I click on one of these, then what it's going to do is it's going to constrain from that node further down. So it's only going to show me this node and its children and its descendants. So I'm going to click again at the top column, which is going to open the next one. So you can see now I'm further down into the hierarchy. You can see that my North American direct sales has children. And if I click on this again, you'll see that its children, North American direct sales, its children have children. I believe there's one level further down. So I'm going to click this again. Okay. This is the level that I'm going to stop because I believe that this is the leaf node within our hierarchy. So you can see this one, its children, its descendants, and so on. Now what I'm going to do is save, because I'm going to use this tree and I'm going to save it in my custom folder. So shared folders, custom, incentive compensation. I've created inside of that a temp folder. And I'm going to create a new one just to store this stuff. I'm going to call this hierarchies. I'm going to call this credit. Okay, so it has a title now. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to save this as, and I'm going to add attainment to the end of this. That way, if I want to create several different versions of this hierarchy, I don't have to go through the process of creating this tree. I can just open up the direct credit rule file and then save it as something else, and then come back in and start adding performance data, which is what we're going to do next. So we're in attainment, and we're going to choose the participant. Okay, so we're going to add the participant. Now you can see how your tree is set up. If this simulates a territory hierarchy, which this one sort of does, you can see how the participants break down, where they're grouped. Now we can go about adding attainment data for these participants. So how do we go about doing that? The first thing we want to talk about is adding a performance measure. And while we're here, I'm going to add the unit. Okay. So now we can see Anthony has all product sales and server attainment. We can see that one, we're tracking by an amount, which is usually some goal target that's been set, or just the total of the credits for all product sales. The next one is server attainment, which is being tracked by percent. So percent to goal. Now let's add some attainment data. Within our attainment folder, there are a number of metrics that you can add to the report. I'm going to add the transaction amount, and I'm also going to add the credit amount. Let's talk a little bit about formatting this table a little more to make it easier for the user to digest this amount of data. These redundant columns I can move up and I can make them sections. So I'm going to make that one a section, and I'm going to make this next one. There we go. That one. And then I'm going to stop there, because you can see in this next level 13 column that we start to get some variation in the values that are coming through. So again, I'm going to save this analysis. The last thing that I'd like to do with this table to make it a little bit simpler for the end user is to constrain the amount of data that's coming back by the participant name. So I can do that by either going back to the criteria tab and creating a list of participants, or maybe a single participant that I want to see. But say maybe I'm a manager of these participants and I want to be able to constrain and see them one at a time. So a very simple way to do that is just to take this participant column and drag it up into the table prompts area. And you can see that immediately it starts constraining the data by the participant. Now this will only allow you to choose one at a time, but if you were to say build prompts for this via this tab, you could have the report prompt you for the participant before the data loads, or you could default a participant with a filter, or you could also create from the new menu, you could create a new prompt, a new dashboard prompt, and constrain that data by building a dashboard that includes this prompt along with maybe other metrics like the calendar year or the period that you want to view the attainment data for, and so on. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing more of these over time, and thanks for watching.